What is going on, guys? My name is Baron or Developer B, and welcome back to episode 0 of the Bukkit coding tutorial series. And guys, this is going to be a huge series. I'm super stoked for it. It's going to have tons of different features of the Bukkit API that you guys are going to learn, and hopefully you learn almost everything about the Bukkit API throughout these tutorials and lessons that I'm going to be giving you. Now, today is episode 0. And what's going to happen in episode 0 is pretty much we're going to be downloading and setting up our workspace that we need in order to code these plugins that we're going to be making. And there are 4 necessary links that you're going to need, and I will have them in the description, so do not worry about that. And pretty much just follow along with what I'm doing, and you guys should be good to go. And let's go ahead and get started. So our first page, as you can see, is on oracle.com. This is the Java Development Kit 8 downloads, and it's super simple. So I'm gonna have this link, and all you have to do is click this, and it'll say thank you for accepting, and just locate your operating system. So as you can see, mine is Windows 64-bit, and just click this download link right here, and it should automatically download down here. Should not take that long. As you can see, mine's around 23, 22, 21 seconds. And we're just going to let that download. And pretty much what this download is we are going to be downloading the Java API, or the main Java code that we are going to use to code these plugins. So you should know a little bit of Java if you're watching this, but I'll still teach you if you don't know Java, and hopefully you'll pick it up really fast. Whenever I learned how to do this, I did not know any Java at all. Or actually, I had a little bit of experience, like all the way up to if statements and those type of things, but that's the only experience I had before I did this. So I don't expect you to have a lot of experience, but maybe a little bit of a coding background or something. Doesn't really matter. So we're gonna open this, and we're gonna hit next a bunch of times while this opens, so we can go ahead and get this Java Development Kit and move on to the next download. So wait for this to open. Takes a little while because it's gotta access our stuff, and it should be popping up any second now. Here we go. So just go ahead and hit next again, and it is going to download the installer, and then it's going to install the actual development kit. So just wait for it to extract the installer. And here we go, we are about to download the JDK. And then the next thing we're going to be downloading is an IDE, or Integrated Development Environment, where we are going to be writing our code. And we're going to be downloading a super nice one, so you guys do not have to worry about that. As you can see, it's installing Java right now. It runs on 3 billion devices, and it's the #1 development platform. So it's a very good language to know at an early age if you're young watching this, or whenever. It's the #1 development platform there is. So there we go, we got it, and it is done. So let's go ahead and exit out of that. We can move on to IntelliJ. So IntelliJ is an IDE, as you can see, and this is what it looks like. It's super nice and super simple to use. As you can see, everything looks so nice, and there are tons of features. Autocomplete is insane compared to Eclipse. Eclipse has bad autocomplete, but this has incredible autocomplete. It's crazy. And it's very customizable and super nice. So just go ahead, and if you're up here, just hit Java or download, and then it will take you to right here. If you want to get Ultimate, there's a free 30-day trial, and it includes all this extra stuff, whatever. I've never really used it before, so you don't really need to use that unless you want to do some database stuff. It's just, you can do database stuff with Community, but if you want to have some extra tools in order to do that, you can. But this is pretty much all the essential stuff we're going to need besides Android. We don't really need Android, but Maven, if you want to use Maven repositories, Git, if you want to upload your project to GitHub, and Java, and these other things that you may need to use. So let's go ahead and download this. I'll be using the free download, but if you really want to get Ultimate, you can. It doesn't really do much else. but if you want to, go ahead. It's an extra $200. Not worth it. And this is a little bit of a longer download than the JDK, as you can see. So that's going to be taking a little while. And while we're waiting for this, I'm actually going to go ahead and go CraftBukkit. So CraftBukkit is actually the API we're going to be used to code these plugins, and is really, really simple, and it's a really nice API. They made it really simple to use, and it's really easy to learn. There's a lot to learn though. That's the only problem. There's a ton to learn, and you can use lots of various Java techniques in order to make these plugins. So let's just go ahead and run this really fast before we download this, just so we can get it out of the way. And let's wait for it to open. This one shouldn't take as long to open. There we go. So just hit next, and create a desktop shortcut. It's super easy. I actually don't have this installed, and I didn't have the JDK installed either, or CraftBukkit, because I wanted to update to the latest version, and I haven't done that yet. So I'm updating IntelliJ to the latest version, JDK to the latest version, and CraftBukkit to the latest version. So that's the only reason why I'm fully installing these, instead of like just saying now you would hit install, but I already have it installed. I don't have it installed, so I'm just going to install it with you guys. And this is going to take a little while, so just leave that running in the background. We can direct download this, and this is super fast. It's going to be done now. And let's just wait for this. It's about to be done, and once this is done, we can open it and start doing some stuff with it and get our workspace set up. So let's go ahead and wait for that, and there we go. So we would like to run it, because we are going to look and see and start opening this. So here it is. I don't have a previous. If you don't have a previous, I do have a previous, but I don't. I'm gonna use Darkula because it looks so much better than like this white stuff. It looks super nice. So skip all, and as you can see, really nice, really fast. And now we would create a new project right here, but we're gonna set something up really fast first. So let's go ahead and open our downloads folder and locate CraftBukkit latest. And as you can see, we can go onto our desktop. I actually already created a folder called server, and we are going to save this really fast. I'm just gonna copy and paste it. So we're gonna go back to our downloads, and we are going to actually create a new window. I'm just gonna go like this. Boom. Let's go there, and then move this over here, move this over here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and drag this in here. What the heck? Okay, there it is. Okay, so we're gonna rename this. Oh my god, undo. We're gonna rename this to CraftBukkit, and there we go. So now we're gonna go ahead and use the fourth link that I'm gonna have set up. We don't need this or this anymore. So this is the fourth link, and it is on the wiki.bukkit.org page, which is the main Bukkit website. And this is how you're going to set up the server in order to run your plugins. I'm also going to show you how to set up a Bukkit server in this. So just scroll down to your operating system. It only supports Mac, Windows, or Linux. So I have a Windows, so I'm going to be copying this code. If you have a Mac, copy this code and follow the steps that it has right here. Mac, there's a little bit extra steps. You have to type in some stuff into the terminal before you can do this, but Windows, it's super simple. You literally just go like this, what I'm about to show you right now. So if you have Windows, just right click, new text document, and just open it and copy this code right here. I'll have the code actually in the description so you don't have to go to it. You guys can just follow my tutorial. Just paste it in there, file, save as, go to all files, and we are going to name this file start.bat. And once we do that, it will go like this. So if we run in here, it's going to create this bat file. We can delete this now. And as you can see, it's going to run perfectly fine and load our libraries. And as you can see, it stopped the server, don't freak out. Just go into the EULA and change it to true instead of false right there in the EULA.txt file. Save it, run it again, and it will download everything and you will be good to go. Don't worry about these errors in the console. If you don't know what they mean, they're fine. If you don't know how to use the console, you will also learn how to use the console in this series will teach you a lot about Minecraft and debugging and in general, like everything about programming and such if you want to go into this field, which is really exciting. So just hit stop to save everything, and there we go. We are done with creating this server, and all of your plugins are going to go into this plugins folder, which I will show you in a second. I'll actually create a sample plugin that we can test on the server. So let's go ahead and click create new project. Remember when we downloaded our SDK or JDK? That's what we're going to do. So we're going to just hit this new up here, and it'll say JDK. Click on it, locate it. It went straight to mine somehow. So just highlight that and be done, and it'll say that. If you can't find it, it should be under your C drive, then go to Program Files, Java, and then it'll be there. So just hit that. I already created that, but whatever. Hit next. We don't need to create a project from template, so hit next. And project name, I'm going to call this Bukkit Tutorials. Pretty basic. And there we go. So as you can see, it's going to index everything, do some stuff down here before anything is going to work. And it's also going to create the project up here, so if you want to locate where this project is going to be, then it is going to be up there. So just wait for that. It's going to be done. There it is. So pretty much this is a project in IntelliJ over here. So you have your .idea, which is pretty much just this setup in general. As you can see, compiler, MISC, modules, so it's got the compiler and everything referenced in there. We have the source file, which you would normally go ahead and put all your Java files and stuff. And then you have the IML, which is just some XML code, pretty basic. External libraries, this is where all of your APIs and stuff go. Pretty basic in general, but we're going to do a little bit of a trick to make it look like Eclipse, which you would normally be used to, because over here you notice, oh wait, if I create a new project, it's going to open a whole new thing, so you can only have one project over here. And if you create a module like this, if I create a module called hi or something, it appears inside of Bukkit Tutorials with two source files, and it does not look good at all. So we're going to go ahead and change this right now to make it look really nice. So what you are going to want to do is locate your C drive, which should be in this PC. So go to your C drive, go to users, go to your user, and locate the idea projects folder, and you should see all of your projects here, or the one you just created, and locate the one you just created and click it. And what you're going to want to do is delete these bottom two files right here, so the source file and the Bukkit tutorials.iml. Don't worry, it's not going to crash or anything, just delete them. In the project that you want to make like an Eclipse project, so this project is now going to look like an Eclipse project if you deleted those files, and it looks like this. So as you can see, everything was just deleted except for your external libraries, so it looks like you can't create anything in here. As you can see, it says new and then blank. But what you can do is create a new module instead of a project. So click new and scroll down to module, hit next, and then right here type whatever you want your plugin name to be. So I'm going to say test plugin. And as you can see, it appears on the side right here, nice and nifty. And as you can see, that the source files here, and that's the only file in there until we add our API, which we are about to do. So if you keep adding modules like right here, it will just go ahead and keep stocking them on the side like an Eclipse workspace. So if we do test plugin hi or something, then it's going to appear over here and look good just like an Eclipse project. I'm going to remove this and remove it later. So go ahead and go into your test plugin, right click, and create a new class. So just right click the source file, hover over new, Java class. and we are going to call this main as an example. And now just delete this auto-generated stuff, and we're going to add the API into this so we can actually make a plugin right now. So go ahead and scroll up to File and find Project Structure. Go to Libraries and hit the plus sign, Java, and find where your CraftBukkit.jar file is. So in mine, it's in the desktop and then server that we created, and scroll down and there it is, CraftBukkit.jar. Hit OK and make sure to select your module or else it will not work. If you select Bukkit tutorials, it will not work. Select the plugin that you want to do it on, use it on, and hit apply and OK. And now, as you can see, it just created this thing right here, which pretty much is saying that this API is being used in here now. So let's go ahead and test it out. So if we go main extends Java plugin, click, and there we go. We can now use the API in this. I'm going to create a simple plugin, very simple, for our server just to test it and make sure everything is working. You guys may not know what this means, but I will explain all of this in the next episode. So bukkit.get server. Or I can actually just say system.out.println. You guys will know what this means. So just go ahead and type hi, the server worked. Exclamation point. There we go. That's simple. So now we're going to create an artifact to export it into our plugins folder to know that it'll work. So go ahead and go back to project structure where you were. Go to artifacts, click the plus, create a new jar, empty. Now it's going to create an unnamed, name it what you want your plugin name to be. So test plugin. I forgot to do something, but we can do it really fast. Go to your test plugin module, find test plugin compile output, click it, and it'll go right in there. Now we are going to want to also change the output directory to right into our plugins folder, so we don't have to do that or move it at all. And I'm actually going to create a very quick plugin.yml. You guys won't know what this is until I explain it to you in the next episode, so don't worry about that, and it will be fine. So main, like that, and then that actually should be it. Oh, version is 1.0 there. So now what we can do is go back in here, and to add our file, just copy what I put right there. Pretty simple. Go into our file and locate the plugin.yml. So we have to go back to our idea projects, and inside of test plugin, there is our plugin.yml. Hit OK, and now hit apply and OK. Now it is ready to build, and we are ready to start up our server to run this plugin on. So go ahead and go to build artifacts, build artifact, which should be the only one, and hit build, and down here it is going to make it, and there we go, compilation completed successfully. So now if we go back to our folder and go in here, wait, we're not even in our server, go to server plugins. As you can see, there is our plugin in there. We don't have to open up Minecraft to test this. We can just look in the console to make sure that this plugin worked. Let's go ahead and start it. And if you see a message in the console saying, hi, the server worked, then you will know that the server worked. And as you can see, it says, hi, the server worked, which is what we said to output into the console. So there you guys go. We've successfully set up our project workspace in order to start making these Bukkit plugins. Next episode, we are going to be learning how to send these messages using the Bukkit API, and I will explain the very backbone basics of a Bukkit plugin, and it's going to be awesome, guys. So thank you guys for watching. If you managed to follow along with all of this, congratulations. I'm glad you got it set up. It may be a little bit faster, it may be a little bit complicated at sometimes, but trust me, just keep watching it and go back, and if you didn't get a certain part, just rewatch it again and try and figure it out. Maybe look online somewhere if you couldn't figure it out, but you should be able to figure it out. It's pretty simple stuff. But if you couldn't, just look online somewhere maybe, or rewatch the video. But other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow with episode 1 of the Bukkit coding series. See you guys later.